All right. Hey there. How you doing? Three Swords Gaming, and I am working on my Guild Wars 2 personal story playthrough. So I completed Living World Season 4, but was unable to include a Dragonfall meta to follow up with the completion of Season 4. And I wanted to do that because the events that take place in the story as we confront Kralkatorrik um, are matched by events that are taking place in the open world. So much like Dragon Stand, where the Pact engages Mordramoth as the commander battles Mordramoth's mind, a similar thing happens with Kralkatorrik, where the Pact is battling Kralkatorrik out here in the open world, and the commander is fighting with Kralkatorrik and stabbing Kralkatorrik in the heart with a dragon's blood spear, right? So I wanted to include the meta event in that. So that's what we're going to pick up with right now. Now, I did join a map that already has some progress here. Truth in advertising, when I joined the map, they were just starting. But I had some other stuff going on, and I wasn't in a rush to necessarily capture the whole map. Truthfully, yes, Dragonfall has a lot of similarities with Dragon Stand. However, the advance towards the completion of the meta event feels a bit more scattershot than it does with Dragon Stand. Um, Whereas in Dragon Stand, you have three tags simultaneously running three lanes, and theoretically you could here as well. I think they designed it with that in mind, to where you'd have a tag coming down here and completing this region, a tag coming through here and completing this region, and a tag coming across here and then completing this region. It doesn't manifest that way. Generally, you have one tag that will move around, usually with a rotation that goes clockwise. They come down here, then they come over here, then they come up here, and kind of does everything. So this tends to be a one tag map, but then there will be other folks doing other things as it goes on. Um, so because it tends to be scattershot, I wanted to join a map that was already experiencing some progress, so that we don't spend a ton of time engaged in the meta process. I really just want to capture the final engagement to kind of reinforce what is happening in the open world while the commander battles Kralkatorrik. So really what we're doing is we're kind of joining a map that's roughly halfway through, give or take. Um, you'll see that we're almost at tier 3 of 4 here in Melander's Realm, and Crystal Bloom and Omicron, or the Grenth and Balthazar regions are each at 2 of 4. I actually think in order that's Balthazar and Grenth, if I'm not mistaken. But these two regions are at 2 of 4, presumably advancing towards 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the tag here. In fact, we're going to go ahead and join tag. And we will kind of just finish up this with this commander. So commander heading to Underworld now. We'll go ahead and just oh, look, I don't have that waypoint. How stupid is that? We should get the waypoint before we head to Underworld. All right. Oh, and he, she, they just waypointed, so we will join them. See what's going on here. Ooh, can we make it across there? We should be able to. And really what we're going to be doing at this point in time, what I assume Tag is doing, is completing events to advance the tier that this region is currently rated at. Not super complex, but it doesn't need to be super complex, right, for the meta event to be rewarding. I think that's one of the misconceptions that I would probably want ArenaNet to maybe avoid, is the idea that it has to be overly complex in nature. So it looks like the Soulbinders event is up. Maybe we will participate in that a little bit as well. So we actually ended up with some Soulbinders when we were doing the story playthrough. I didn't do anything with them because they weren't really important to me at that point in time. My priority was to get the story completed, but we'll turn those in now. There are a number of achievements associated with a whole bunch of these things, Soulbinders and the similar events associated with the other two regions. And for Skyscale, you have to complete a whole bunch of events anyway. So if I were pursuing Skyscale, I would turn in a couple Soulbinders and then come and join this Mender event up here, which we certainly can do, and it looks like Tag did as well. What, did Tag just change your color? Interesting. Oh no, we got two tags on the map again. So yeah, so this red tag is up solely because the bridge is up there. As I mentioned during my story playthrough portion, um, the bridges remain something that players care deeply about on this map because they're trying to get the armor skins for the map, and I don't blame them. They're good. They're decent, at least, armor skins. So the desire for players to participate in these things is pretty understandable. The maps do cause a bit of anxiety for some players because they're events that don't scale very well. They tend to be very easy events, and even if there's 20 or 30 players there, they tend to be doable by only a handful of players. So then players feel like they get left behind. I don't know that that necessarily means that I would like change something about the bridges. I don't know. If I were King of Guild Wars 2, would I make the bridges harder? I don't know about that. I really genuinely don't. Possibly, but not necessarily.
It's pulling magic into itself, drinking it like water.
Time to do some real damage.
Magic is free. The creature we have.
Sharp sticks when you have. We'll split the Soulbinder supplies between the camps to put them to best use.
Oh, so someone in map chat just mentioned that the final achievement is actually 25 bridges, not 10. I didn't realize that. Is that no wonder people get so anxious about bridges. Let's take a look. I'm kind of curious now. Story journal, War Eternal. Let's see. It's like My Beautiful Infrastructure. Yeah, 25 bridges. No wonder people get so worked up about that. That is a lot of bridges. Still don't care that much, but yeah, someone else in map chat, we've all had to do it, and that's kind of true, myself included. Not so much on this account. I don't care on this account. So when it comes to achievements, I care on one account, that being my main account. Will we get a whole bunch of them as I'm progressing this account? Yeah, sure we will. We'll get a whole bunch of them. And I got, when I started Icebrood Saga and went to Grothmar Valley, got a number of achievements progressing through that. All those things are good things. What are you doing, Com? Achievements are great, but I have 100% kind of gotten over my desire to farm them. I mentioned this before, but really what it was, I missed a chunk of Icebrood Saga while I was in Afghanistan, and that experience kind of set me free from like feeling the need to worry about achievements on really any of my accounts, even my main account. So I'm catching up on some on my main account now, but not something that I care that much about in the grand scheme of things. All right, where are we going now, Commander? How are we doing here? All camps are now at 3 of 4. Oh no. Hamstrung. Now I'm gonna have a hard time catching up. Oh, I went the wrong way. Alright. So I assume we're gonna chase one more of those things somewhere. There's another event taking place right here. Might as well get it done. Looks like Com thought the same thing. So commanders in Guild Wars 2 are an interesting thing, right? There is no sort of achievement prerequisite for being a commander. You simply buy the tag. As a result, you naturally will get some variation in quality of commander. I do find it interesting, though, that considering the commander tag often feels like just a flex more than anything else, like it doesn't really seem to be associated in any way with player skill. Commanders, do I want to say more often than not? Maybe I don't want to say that, but pretty routinely know what they're doing and do lead players in a way that benefits a majority of players on the map. 100%. That is not an all the time thing. But it's often enough that if you are trying to complete an event on a given map, paying attention to what the commander's doing can be beneficial. They also, and I think this is really the primary functionality of having a commander tag on a map, they are very good about focusing players in one location and on one task. And that's something that players like probably naturally are like very bad about. What are players doing? Oh, they're doing all the things, and it's hard to know what's happening. You put something on the map that shows players where to focus. In this case, it is Zyra Vanishi here. And suddenly, now all the players can turn their focus to one thing. Simply because they have an indicator on the map that tells them, hey, vast majority of people are involved in XYZ. So it works very, very effectively, excuse me, for that. And I think that more than anything else, that tends to be the best part of having a commander on a map. I would venture to say anywhere from 90 to 95% of people taking place in this event, and it might even be 100% for all I know, have the general idea of what they want to do. Most of these folks know how this event runs, and even if they didn't, everything up until the final encounter with Kralkatorrik honestly does not require like any significant experience or knowledge. Kill all the things tends to be the recipe for success if you don't know what you're doing. But it's going to happen much faster when players are focused on one task, or focused on a series of tasks in an orderly fashion. And that's what we get here. So good for us. Hooray. All good things. Oh, did we not have this waypoint either? Well, now we do. Alright, so it looks like none of our camps are at tier 4 yet. What does this guy got going on?
I will accept any and all help in taking it down. It aims to heal Kralkatorrik with any magic it finds.
Well, that sounds bad. I guess we should
The
help.
Spear Marshal wants this thing dead.
Time to do some real
We
damage.
will not disappoint him.
Looks like the Ember... Yeah, the Ember event's taking place as well. Well, if we happen to grab any Embers while we're escorting this guy, I guess we can bring him back and get credit for that. Again, I'm not particularly concerned about... I don't need the experience. It's not being applied to anything right now. As evidenced by that right there. We're good on Skyscale. We're good on Crystal Champion. I don't necessarily feel the need to advance any of those. And even if I did, I wouldn't gain more experience on any of them after the fact. So until we do Roller Beetle, like, experience is not useful for us on any of the Pathfire maps, to include Season 4. Um, we also, because we already have, am I the only person escorting? It's because Commander would do something else. We also already have sky scales, so like, you know, doing events to advance us in regards to the sky scale thing also is not something we need right now. If there's one advantage or one benefit to us doing events, then it would be that it increases the number of keys that we're getting, and that is good for us because, of course, we want to loot things when the meta event is complete. Holy smokes. I may, yeah, look at that. Run into a little bit of a problem here. Do we have an easy target to get a quick kill? Maybe back there, but I don't even know if my attacks are going to reach. Oh, are we going to die? Oh my gosh. Alright, we need to get this Hydra down. That would be huge for us. Alright, Hydra's down. Minotaur's down. Alright, we're going to be okay, maybe. Somebody slowed us, though. That doesn't help either. Now, Torment.
We heal as one.
Looks like we're not the only things on the prowl out here. Be on your guard.
Yeah, tell me about it, bro. Oh, look, Commander's back. Hi, Commander. And Commander's gone.
Deadeye support incoming.
So honestly, and I don't mean to sound like I'm picking on this Commander. Commander's tagged, I'm not, so kudos to the Commander. But you will encounter Commanders specific to this map that are a little more orderly and will kind of focus one thing at a time and not bounce quite so much. This Commander is bouncing a lot. And as a result, you see there are relatively few people. Like, our folks that are in the squad are all over the map here. And that's because Commander's all over the map. And every time Commander, you know, just like I have been, Commander will start an event and then run away from it, and they'll stick with the event because, you know, they want to see the event through. It is normal behavior for a player to say, hey, I want to complete an event. So, you know, if Commander's bouncing all over, they're going to shed players as they go. Not say, again, I don't want to say the Commander's doing a bad job because, you know, I appreciate it when folks tag up. But it's understandable why we only have a portion of the squad on tag. And why, you know, I am one of them that has not been on tag the whole time. Let's see, how are we doing? All right, Omicron, 4-4. We are really close. Now being in the Crystal Bloom, so Crystal Bloom Balthazar. We are now real close to being... Omicron is the Grenth region. We're now real close to being 4-4. That's what we want if we're going to do the meta event. So where is the Commander in the story at about this point? Presumably Commander is gathering like the Kralkatorrik's blood from the wing and getting prepared to confront Kralkatorrik head on. We're not quite at the point yet in this meta event where Commander is actually confronting Kralkatorrik yet. We will get to that here before too much longer. What you doing, buddy? Like, what, you just fall down? Alright, well, best of luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't actually have anything to do with it. Probably shouldn't take credit for it.
History is fine.
Oh man, my dinner smells amazing. Slow cookers are truly just the best. Especially if you live by yourself, you need to own a slow cooker. Way ahead of you, buddy.
Wait there.
Looks like we should be at about 4-4 now. In the Balthazar region as well. Melandru region looks like it's at 3-4 still. But I imagine that'll be wrapped up pretty soon. So we're looking pretty good as far as getting to... Alright. We're going to go up, up, up here if we can. Ooh, it's not going to be easy, though. I see we got some stuff right above us. Got some turrets here. So these turrets cannot be destroyed by just like attacking them willy-nilly. We're going to need to get some of the ads down and then grab some of the embers, like the ones that we're already holding. We're already holding 5 of them. That's good. Am I slowed? Man, slow is just the worst. And then we'll use those embers against this thing. There we go. That one's done. Now if we can get out of combat, we'll come across the way here. Stock up on some embers. And repeat the process. Did Com come with us? Yeah, they're there.
I can outrun a centaur.
Look, people are just attacking that thing like that's how you're going to do it. It is not how you're going to do it. Alright, we need more embers. There's some over there. So one of the currencies I think that worked very well for Guild Wars 2, when you talk about like map currencies and currencies across multiple maps, so Living World Season 3, Living World Season 4 have their own map currencies on every map, right? For this one, it's the Mistborn modes. Alright, nice. What do we got left? North Branded Turret. But the currency that extends across Season 3 and across Season 4, that being the Unbound Magic and then Volatile Magic, I think really worked well as currencies. The only downside to those currencies is that some of the way they're utilized did give rise to, it's part of the reason that AFK farming is hugely problematic, particularly in Season 4, but maybe to some degree Season 3. I haven't noticed it nearly as much as Season 3, but the Season 4 thing, why is it such a problem on some of the Season 4 maps? Because of what you can buy with Volatile Magic. Just the same, I think the currencies work really, really well for a lot of different things. Really like them. So kudos to ArenaNet for creating these currencies that work so well. Alright, so the Mistwarden camp is the only one not at tier 4 yet.
I can outrun a centaur.
And Mistwarden should be, if I'm not mistaken, the Melandru region, right? Is it? I think so. The map may actually show us. Check it real quick here. Mistwarden camp, yeah. So the Melandru region is the only region. Melandru? The only region that we're waiting on right now. So again, like ideally, Commander would be down there because Commander should know that if they go down there, they pull a large force of players with them.
Lock and load.
Maybe what we should do, as much as I'd love to complete this event, is we'll go ahead and head down there in an effort to complete that region. What do we got over here? Oh, that's way up high, though, isn't it? Got like a brandstorm or something up there, maybe? Oh, did it just reach? I think we just reached 4 anyway. That's alright. We'll engage your brandstorm anyway. All by our lonesome selves. Let's see if we can do this. It may actually be difficult.
Feel the fury.
Yeah. It is going to be difficult. We may not be able to do it. We'll see. Let's take care of a couple ads real quick.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Man. This guy's attack is just outpacing our healing. So we'll have to watch for it. See if we can... Oh. I'm not sure we dodged it there.
Feel the fury. Time to do some real damage.
I got help. It's great. Alright. Good for us. Ah, but then now there's another branded. Alright, cool. What do we got here? Reflector, Test Golem. What's that? To the north? I think it is. How far to the north? Holy smokes. Okay, all our camps are at tier 4 now. So we are just about ready to do this thing. Ah, we didn't get there. What a bummer. Should we grab some loot while we're here? So I try not to grab too many of these from like the minor events because I always like to make sure that I have enough keys
Sweet, sweet.
for the meta event. I assume we got 53 keys. We are quite good when it comes to the meta event. So what we should see, one of the things they borrowed from Living World Season 3, Chapter 6 was shrines. Are the shrines up? Are they not? Should be like one right here, one like right here, and one right here. So the shrines are not up yet. So we still are going to need that in order to be fully prepared. Let's see. We got a timer here running though, so let's see what that's going to leave us with. And then we might try and rejoin the group, which as it is looks like it's scattered around all over the place. All right. Yes. So we need to do the ley line reflectors and the brainstorm disruptors. Okay. Well, we're already right here. So let's see if we can get the ones for this region going. Maybe I just shouldn't have joined tag, honestly, because I'm not really doing a whole lot with them. They're not organized enough to where it's really beneficial. Alright, losers, let's do it.
Feel the fury. Time to do some real
And I
damage.
got at least one other person at this group with me. That's good. Ideally, we would have people, and presumably do have people at all three, which is what we want. Or not even all three, because there's multiple in each lane, but we want people supporting all these because we want to get them all done so we can get to the meta event. Now, there is a philosophy that that's not what we want, because, you know, there's the most loot obtained by doing them consecutively versus simultaneously. Yeah, I get that, but we're not all slaves to loot. Some of us want to complete the event, so I much prefer to see the event get completed in a timely fashion versus, you know, everyone taking part in every one of the events on the map. It does open the door for a conversation where you will see players sometimes on a map get very angry when people are doing things away from the main squad. This would be an example of that. You know, someone will see my little blue dot over here because I'm
Time to do some real damage.
in the squad but not on tag, and they'll get upset about that. Say, oh, you know, why aren't we? You know, why is someone doing something not on tag? Why is someone advancing an event
Feel the
that the commander's not part of? I'm very firmly not a believer in that. I do not think that people should do events to troll the group. I don't feel like that's what we're doing right now at all. I don't feel like we're trolling anybody. There are, you know, numerous events. Look at that. Four. I thought it was 2. It's 4 all over each lane. So why limit our ability to, you know,
feel the fury.
to succeed at events? Like, that's crazy. And we're not going to do it. We're going to continue to win. Where's the next one? There we go. Looks like nobody's doing this one, right? Yeah, the engineer is down. Engineer down. So these are the reflectors. We're going to try and get... Oh, we got more help. We're going to try and get Engineer Mads here back on their feet as soon as we can take care of the ads. The other person's actually resin the engineer already. Nice.
Feel the fury. You're finished.
Contract accepted.
Wither. I'll break you down. Feel the fury.
What's making that noise? They got Quip in their offhand. Ah, look at that. 2 legendaries. Good for you. Born this way.
One lay reflector built perfectly to specifications.
And of course, legendary trinkets as well.
KR421, engage lay reflector.
I really need to finish my legendary trinket. Really a thing I should do. Another fun thing about this map is the return of Oakheart's Essence. The only time it's used outside of Draconis mods.
These are the coordinates.
And we should be happy about that, because it is one of the coolest masteries that they ever created, and unfortunately had a pretty short shelf life So the opportunity to use it again, even if it's somewhat out of place here in season 4, it should still be like a welcome thing for us. Certainly a welcome thing for me.
Time to do some real damage.
Keep these guys out of the circle as much as possible.
Feel the fury.
Not bad, considering all the death and mayhem trying to distract me. KR-422, activate.
KR-422, let's go.
Last one. All right, give me some space. Here we go.
Man, that guy is so, like, motivational and enthusiastic in his tone of voice. Love it. What a great engineer. That's how engineers should be, right?
We heal as one.
Are they a mesmer? Is that noise? Is them throw? Yeah, okay, that's them throwing the dagger.
KR-424, get over here. Bring it all together.
All right. What do you got now? What's up now, Engineer Mads? I think we get another event here. That just stems off the last one, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute since I really did this meta, you know? Maybe not. Maybe not. You done? You done, Engineer Mads? Looks like it. Didn't no one else stick around. Alright, we got something down that direction. Let's see if we can go catch up with it. Oh, there's no one here with us.
Time to do some real damage.
Ooh, we got a lot of bad guys here, too.
We heal as one. I'll break you down.
It's really not a skill that should be used just for the quickness. It really should be used as a stun break, but you need to try and get some of these ads down so we can get the engineer back up. This is tough by yourself. Not just tough, like I don't want to die tough, but keeping the ads down long enough to like get the engineer back is going to be... Alright, good. We got some help here. Because it's hard to keep the ads down that long. Let's see if we can get this guy up. We got a little cover here. Illumia Sewer going to help us out. Alright, cool. Our engineer is up. Let's begin. Oh no, our engineer's down. Alright, gotta get back to the circle. Yeah, he's gonna take damage from elsewhere since we were both over there messing around with that.
Clear the air.
Blade beam is reflecting at maximum efficiency.
Replenishing.
All in a day's work.
Good job. Who do we got here? Engineer Grease? Grease? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's lost on me.
Alright. This is the optimal location for a second reflector. The branded will be swarming here any second.
Outbreak. Wither. They'll have to hit much harder.
Perfect! Just perfect. No fluctuations in the beam, and the mirror shows 0 imperfections.
0 imperfections. Could have just said the mirror's perfect. Instead, it's 0 imperfections.
Bleeding.
Yeesh.
Down to the last one, huh? And here I thought we were just getting started.
I'll break you down.
Alright, almost there. 4 ley lines reflected. 4 disruptors placed. We're getting there.
I think that's everything.
Alright.
Beam power is at maximum. Reflectors and golems performing to spec.
So I would love to just fly over there and help them out on that side. But here's the thing. If we try to fly across there, we will die. Oh, to the shrine. Oh, okay. So now the shrine's unlocked. In fact, it's right there. So you can use the shrines like waypoints. Something they kind of grabbed from Living World Season 3, Chapter 6. So we'll use this shrine over here. This is usually where people start from. Is this shrine right here. It's actually a chair. The chill with your sky scale chair, which is pretty cool. So 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6. They're working on the rest of it right now. Man, let's go help them just because it's not very engaging for us just to sit here and wait. Normally, honestly, I would sit here and wait. I would park my tune right there while they finish off those last couple, and I would, go pour a drink or, grab a snack or some such nonsense. But might as well go help since, but they're like done. They're, 6-6, 5-6 now. Yep, there's third shrine. Okay. So we're ready to go. Ready to go for the actual fight. Now the nice thing about the shrines is they don't require any cost to use. You can use them as well. You're gonna die, dude. See that? 41, 21. Oh, he made it back. Well, thanks for demonstrating, Brujashan. Brujashan? Let's say Brujashan. Alright, ready to go. No, we're not ready to go. 5 out of 6. I thought they were done. No, they're not. Yeah, they'll be done any second. Yeah, so nice to not have to pay. It also enables people to bounce around. There is going to be a point in this meta event. So this meta event is going to be, as you can guess, by 1 shrine, 2 shrine, 3 shrines. It's going to be centered right in here, right? Right on Kralkatork's body, which makes sense. Right about now, the commander is getting ready to go down and seal off the ley lines, which are enabling Kralkatork to heal, right? In fact, we might even say that the commander is in fact sealing off the ley lines, and once the ley lines get sealed, that's what allows us to come in here and fight Kralkatork. There's a question of interpretation there. What happens when? I'm not necessarily going to like argue with someone on that, but that's about where we're at in terms of the story. Is the commander is somewhere in that cave in the process of doing those things. Yeah, so the shrines are nice because there will be a point in this fight when the group, the entirety of the people on the map fighting are going to have to split into 3 groups. And there's like 3 little mini bosses down here that we're going to have to engage. It's like one right here, and one right here, I believe. When that happens, so those 3 have to be killed within, like, I forget what it is. Let's say it's 30 seconds or whatever of each other, something like that. When that happens, people tend to die. You gonna die? Oh, made it back. Good job. So it's nice for them to be able to very quickly get in the fight with the shrines versus... we're gonna grab us some spears here. Versus having to waypoint, particularly when you look at the location of the waypoints on this map being much farther from the fight. All 4 of them being like, spread out at the 4 corners of the map, essentially. And the fight taking place in the center. There's 3 shrines, obviously, located much closer to the fight. So, all good things here. So, for this portion, we are going to want to follow the commander. I realize that folks kind of spread out right now, but ideally, the commander is going to dictate how we attack these things. There are weak spots. We can see a couple of them now. There's one right here. There's one up here. There it is. When this mist kind of fades a little bit, we'll be able to see it. There are weak spots around Kralkatork's body, which we are going to attack. So that is the pact taking the fight to Kralkatork up here, while the commander takes the fight to Kralkatork down there, sealing off the ley lines. It is most effective if... Did the commander tag down? Or what? What just happened here? Where's the tag? It would be really helpful if we had a tag, because ideally everyone's going to hit those weak spots one at a time and just follow a natural... See, oh, commander moved, yeah, to this. This is usually where people launch from. And then they usually head, I think, to that one first. If I remember. I mean, yeah, we'll see where the commander goes. But that tends to be how it more or less goes. If people are hitting various weak spots all at the same time, what kind of tends to happen is they struggle, because you do need a group of people at the weak spot, really, to engage it effectively. 1 person at a weak spot is going to get killed. 3 people at a weak spot, probably going to get killed. 5 or 6 and you start talking about success. But, let's see, where's Calm? Come on, Calm, let's go. Everyone's already going. And yeah, headed to that one right there. That's usually where people go first. So we'll get a chance now to see one of these weak spots in action here. See, the weak spots don't even trigger until there's several people there. There you go. So these weak points naturally hit you with like a health debuff. It used to be that in order to effectively manage it, you had to kill that mender that's coming. Oh, are we going to a different one? Alright. Yeah, see, there... Oh, no, that's a priest. There's a mender that'll come to heal the weak point, but also killing that mender is going to help you deal with the debuff. These days, most squads just push right through it, because if the squad has enough... Oh, I should get it. There we go. If the squad has the DPS for it, then they should just be able to hit it quick, and it's not an issue. So you saw like that explosion, right? Almost like ley line gliding. When we destroy one of these weak spots, weak points, I believe is what they're actually called here. Let's see. Yeah, weak points. Then there's like this explosion of ley magic that pours out of Kralkatorrik. You don't have to have ley line gliding to utilize that. It's going to happen on its own. You will, if you run right into it, you will just get launched into the air like that. Where's everyone headed? Is this one the one we're going to next? I feel like it should be, but what do I know? I'm not Commander. Commander's just kind of chilling. People are kind of doing their own thing here. Again, an organized commander makes a world of difference. Not saying this is a bad commander, but I've seen more organized efforts. And also, if we're going to push right through the debuff, it'd be nice if we were actually killing them a little bit faster. We're kind of doing it a little bit slow. You can see we got some people going down. We're in danger going down. Yeah, we lost a number of people there. And I'm not sure what the commander's up to right now. Commander, where are you going, man? Now you're going back this way. Commander's struggling. Alright, I think people are headed to this one. Nah, people split. They're going to both of them. So that's what an organized commander will avoid. Now, splitting into two, not a catastrophe. This squad can take 2 weak points without any, significant concerns. But yeah. In fairness to the commander, there's a very good possibility that that they tagged up because, well, no, they didn't, because I was here when the map started. They were tagged at the very start of the map. Sometimes what you'll see is someone tag up because no one else is doing it, and they're not sure, everyone's like, oh, we need a tag to... Come on, there we go. We need a tag in order to be able to do this, and so someone will do it even if they don't know the fight particularly well, or if normally they would not have tagged up. I'm generally not the type. I suppose if the circumstance came to where I felt it was necessary, maybe I would, but generally speaking, really not my cup of tea. I know how all the meta events in the game work. I just don't necessarily feel an inclination to be a commander. I spent years leading people in real combat. I don't know that I need to feel, I don't know what I'm going to get out of doing it in the video game. Okay, so we've kind of made the long haul over here towards this mini boss. Hopefully some other folks did as well.
They'll have to hit much harder. Wither.
Alright. Oh wait, is the shield up or not up? Looks like not up. Thought for a second there it was. So sometimes these bosses will put up a shield where you're going to need the spears and stuff to help you out with it. Wrathbringer in particularly, though. Yeah, there it is. How are we doing? We're on Matriarch. Oh, we're actually going to need to slow down. We're going a little bit too fast here. So you can see we are way ahead of the other two. We need Hydra to catch up big time. And you can see other people pulling back, other people saying hold. Most folks here at Matriarch understand that we need to slow down. Looks like there might be one or two who don't. They're still attacking it. It's still going down in health. They really need to kind of cool their engines a little bit. There we go. Alright, looks like we've pretty much slowed down now. Alright, might as well attack it now because one of the others is already dead. Perfect. That was actually exactly how we want that to go. That was great. All right, more weak spots. You can launch off from where we were on the ground and head towards the weak spots. I prefer to use the shrines and regain a vantage point. But you can see this one's quite low anyway, so I suppose we could have... Whoop. Oh, it's right underneath me. I suppose we could have just run over to that one. Not enough players to summon Arene. Arene? Oh, everyone went to a different one. So now I'm the problem. Oh, that's alright. We'll, there we go. Now, there's so few people here. This gives us actually a good opportunity to see one where it's kind of low manned, although everyone's headed over here now, and the need to kill the mender over here. So we're actually going to try and do that. We're going to try and hit the mender, because if we don't, I'm afraid we might suffer a bit. There we go. Nice. That went really good. See, where are people headed? Tell you, no one's headed with the commander, that's for sure. It's alright. Not their fault.
I wield great wisdom.
And by now, what are we at? 10 out of 12? Not sure it matters that much anymore. We're just about there. When we hit 12 out of 12, that's it. We already had like our midway point, right? Which was the 3 mini bosses. So now we just got to finish hitting the weak points. This is the point where Commander is now like fully. The Commander has plugged all the what's it called? The ley lines.
He's constructing a carapace. Still detecting numerous seismic readings from within. He's alive, but contained for the moment.
Alright. So, Commander blocks the ley lines. Arene blocks them. Commander helps. Kralkatorrik is still alive even after the pact attacks him from the outside. Remember, the heart stops beating, then the heart stops beating, starts beating again, and Ritlock's like, no, 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 and all that business. That is what just happened now. So right now, while the pact is out here looting chests and getting ready to fight a bunch of champions, we'll do a few champions. We're not going to do them all. The commander is headed in for that final fight against Kralkatorrik's heart. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of the story. And that's what I wanted to capture, is kind of this meta event, because it is tied to the story. I wanted to bring that all together. It's also a very popular meta event. It's pretty good for loot. You can see we're getting a whole mess of stuff. It does have a weapon set that drops exclusively from this meta event. They're weapons that are specifically tied to Arene. They are quite cool. Is everyone going? Oh yeah, everyone's already headed to the first champ. They're very slick weapons. I like them, quite a bit. I don't have any of them. I haven't done the meta event enough to statistically raise my chances of getting it. So, at the end of the day, RNG is RNG, but the more you do the event, the more likely you are to get it. And I, thus far, have never got it. So, I suppose if I did, let's see, and I don't see any, indication that we've got it today. That's okay. Certainly was not expecting to get it. I can tell you that. It is a, rare, ultra rare, whatever term you want to use, drop. So.
Still have to hit much harder. I could outrun a centaur. Anyone?
All these people down. Get up, guys. What are you doing? Oh, there's a random Hydra here as well. Well, that does complicate things, doesn't it? Shooting Hydra laser beams right into... Oh, man, look at that. So all of these champs that come up after Kralkatorrik are all the bounties in Path of Fire and stuff have, their specific mechanics that are necessary for, successfully completing them and so forth. We'll open a couple of these chests and then get ready to move with everyone else.
All mine.
towards the next one. I don't remember the sequence of events that people normally take. I think this one, yeah, it looks like these folks are headed this way too. I think this one will be the next one. So I'm only going to do a few of these. The point that I wanted to make with the champions is that once you've completed all 12, you get the Mishard coat or whatever, which is another one of the armor pieces for the armor that's specific to... Am I not going to the right one? The armor that's specific to this map. You know, so like the bridges are for the gloves. These champs are for the coat. Potentially, if you had a very organized group, very organized commander, and everybody did the champs all together, which is clearly not happening on this map. Then you could get the coat with one run. More realistically, it tends to take people 2 or 3. And particularly if the maps are like this, it's probably going to take you 3, because this map looks like it's pretty chaotic in terms of how it's hitting these champs. It's all right, not a big deal. I mean, really, when it comes to this kind of thing, you have all the time in the world, right? So we'll come down, we'll get one more, we'll run down to the south here. I assume that's where everyone else is going. Looks that way. We'll get one more champ, get this count a little bit closer to that goal of the coat, and then we'll go ahead and end this video. Content that we have shown the battle against Kralkatorrik from 2 points of view, right? Which was our whole goal with this.
Time to do some real damage.
Might as well use these spears. Alright, nice. Let's go ahead and leave squad. That way our little blue dot being separate from the other blue dots aren't confusing as they go from champ to champ.
All mine.
And we'll find a nice spot. We're also in a good part of the map. So actually, that one further to the south is in a better spot on the map to go ahead and wrap up our video. Because there tends to be some areas where you can just kind of camp out down here on the southern edge of Grenth's domain. I said I was going to do that last one. I guess we'll do one more. Of the 3, this is my favorite domain within this map. I consider Melandria to be the easiest one, but this one is my favorite thematically. Alright, we're gonna have to stand still. And now we gotta move, I think. Yeah.
They'll have to hit much harder.
You are all weak.
Nice. Look at that. Someone's already got that one just about done. Doing them out of sequence, man. Gonna hurt people's feelings. Oh, yeah. Let's set up right over here. And the video hanging out on dude's hand. How cool will that be? Perfecto. All right, well, thank you for joining me here as we kind of took another look at Dragonfall and the defeat of Kralkatorrik. Like I said, I wanted to show the battle against Kralkatorrik from 2 points of view, just like we did with Dragonstand. So now we've seen that. We saw the commander go down with Irene into the very, innards, I guess, of Kralkatorrik and poke Kralkatorrik right in the heart with the pokey thing. And now we've seen what the pact was doing on the outside, right? Their battle to... And sure, because it's a video game and because they want the meta event to work and be liked by players, it all takes place in, 45 minutes or... How long have we been doing? Oh, an hour. 5, geez. Took place in a little over an hour here. But I think we imagined that took place over days. As the pack dug in and committed to the final fight against Kralkatork, in terms of like time for the commander. Just the same, fun to see. I appreciate you joining me for it, and we'll go ahead and return to Icebrood Saga. Thank you.